Here I am talking about Star Wars yet again. Yeah, let's talk about the latest Disney Plus Star Wars show. It is called The Acolyte. Let's get right into it. Thank you so much for checking out the video. Before we get started, click on that subscribe button, notification bell, follow me on social medias, etc., etc. Let's talk about The Acolyte. Okay, so I'm a Star Wars guy, right? I love Star Wars. I have a poster of Return of the Jedi on the wall to my left. I think that is the best Star Wars movie. I love that movie. I think Empire is incredible. The original Star Wars is fantastic too. All of these movies have a special place in my heart. The sequels are not as good. I think they're pretty bad, actually. The prequels also have a special place in my heart, despite the fact that I think Attack of the Clones is still just a bad movie overall with terrible acting, and it's not really saved by the Yoda fight at the end, despite everybody's claims that it is. I think prequels are special, the originals are special, and ever since Disney purchased the IP over a decade ago, it's been downhill ever since. They made Kathleen Kennedy, who's in charge of Lucasfilm now, completely ruined Indiana Jones with the Dial of Destiny, a movie that I completely eviscerated on this channel because I think it is awful and ruins everything indie. But I still have the original movies. I can go back and watch them and just pretend Dial of Destiny doesn't even exist. I love the Star Wars video games that have come out in the past. My all-time, like my first game that really got me into online multiplayer was not Halo. It was not Halo 2. It was not any of those like games that you immediately think of. Even like split screen multiplayer, GoldenEye. Before all of that, I got super into Dark Forces 2 Jedi Knight. I played the hell out of that game. Custom maps. I was the absolute king of Big Oasis. There are zero people who will understand that reference watching this channel, but I loved it. I'm literally playing through the original Dark Forces remastered right now. I think that Star Wars is incredible. I think the best pieces of Star Wars content we've gotten have been not even the mainline stuff. I think that the single best piece of Star Wars anything was Andor. I did not see Ahsoka, and I haven't really like dug into the end, like the last season of Rebels and the Clone Wars and all that stuff either. That's something I mean to go back to at some point. But honestly, I've just been so soured on Star Wars. I didn't watch the last season of The Mandalorian. I think that the Book of Boba Fett might be the single worst season of any TV show I've ever seen. So yeah, mixed results across the board. Andor, Rogue One, fantastic. I really like Solo. Everything else is somewhere between okay and complete garbage. So yeah, Star Wars, that's where we are. So let's get to The Acolyte. This show, I think in the first episode, does a couple things. It tries to be like too smart for its own good and too clever. And spoilers, it does that thing that I really hate where it's like, hey, we're going to put a big name actor or actress in this and then just immediately kill them off. So they do that with Carrie-Anne Moss, who played Trinity in The Matrix. They just kill her, like right beginning, first scene, dead, gone. Now they'll probably revisit her via flashbacks in future episodes of this series and this season. I feel like that's the direction it's going. But basically like this young girl kills off this Jedi with these little like dagger knives. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but okay, that's where we are. The Jedi are now just pushovers. Granted, this does take place like way in the past, 100 years before the Empire. But still, like she's a pushover, she dies, whatever. And it's not clever, it's not smart, it's just lazy and stupid. And it's very like, hey, look at me, I'm the main character from the director and the creators of the show. When you cast somebody like that and then just kill them off, because you're not subverting anybody's expectations, you're just trying to draw attention to yourself and what you think are your like your amazing skills as a writer. It's just lazy and garbage. So they're probably going to revisit her, but I don't like killing her off in the beginning. The show also clearly like is beside itself with race politics in its production. It clearly has something to say, and it doesn't really say much in the first 2 episodes, which are essentially a police procedural where she's going around killing Jedi but we already know like who it is that's doing it, so there's not really any mystery. The first 2 episodes are just like a lot of setup and characters, and here's this person and here's this person, here's the overall like structure. I don't really know where it's going in the 3rd episode, but we'll see. This review is the first 2 episodes. I will release subsequent reviews as the show is released on a weekly basis. I do plan to go through all of them, but we'll see, right? It could go completely off the rails in the 5th or 6th episode or whenever, but I am interested to see where it goes. The production values are like fine. It still just looks like the aliens don't look like aliens. They just look like people with different color makeup. And the Book of Boba Fett had this problem as well. And that's partially why I didn't want to watch Ahsoka, is because it's like, oh, there's Rosario Dawson in a costume, not like being a character. So, I could be completely wrong about that. Maybe I'll go back and revisit it. But so far, The Acolyte is just another, it's just another Star Wars show. I have zero emotional attachment to it. It doesn't make me excited at all to watch it. I'm just kind of along for the ride and interested to see where it goes. So that's where we are after the first 2 episodes of The Acolyte, which are streaming on Disney+. I will watch episode 3 and review it and drop that, and I'll see you next Wednesday at 9 a.m. Let me know what you think of this show in the chat or in the comments down below, and follow me and all that stuff, and I'll see you next Wednesday at 9.